this level will already have people that will see their identity linked to the destruction of that person. So knowing that there's people down here, why would they say here? Well, it's kind of nice being anonymous. It means that you don't have to be responsible for anything. So there's a win and lose at every one of these levels. But knowing that by going high, you actually have the ability to leave a legacy. Legend on a map are those symbols where you don't even need to have words anymore, right? Because they're just in there and part of that map. And the legends in our history are those legends that basically have left behind a mark of the story that they have seen, the accomplishment they've seen for our community. We are living the first time in history that each one of us has the ability to lift up the legend level, that we have the ability to leave behind a composition which will outlive ourselves. And that's really the power that we have if we decide to take it. Now I'm going to give you a moment just to share with the person next to you, because I guess you an overview of it without going into all the detail. Just take a moment and share with the person next to you, where do you see yourself in this at the moment for yourself? And what was the distinction that came out just from the way that I kind of shared these just now? Take a moment and share with the person next to you.
Hello, hi. Sorry, hi. So give me the two tickets.
Yeah, I will. Right.
You want to write them down?
I'll put your number, I'll text you.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. You're not coming tomorrow?
No, I'm
Have
going
you
now.
gone now? It was nice to meet you. Okay, thank you. And I'll send you the... Give me your number. Okay, see you later. Thanks, sir. Huh?
Is there any charges?
This is my own personal charger, yes. So I've just come in and plugged my own. Me too, huh? Yes. So, sorry, earlier on my battery completely went down, so I just came into the charger's place, sitting right at the back, so the reception will not be very clear because I've left my seat from the front side. So you just have to bear. If you can pick up anything, hope you can pick up something that you really enjoy. They were talking about the infrareds. Infrareds just reminding us where we are in our own lives in terms of income levels. So different people are in different income levels. So I've done that bit before. So it's always good to know where you are in your life and begin to think about how you transform the circumstances and add that income level so that you're also able to create a better world. So that's what they were talking about just when my battery went out. So yes, I'm back at the charge point. So you're listening to Roger Hamilton in town here, and anytime he's in town I try and enter some of his programs. Today is the European Entrepreneur Summit. European Entrepreneur Summit, which is being held from the 7th to the 9th of September 2018. So today was about connect, impact and grow. Connect, impact and grow. So that's what this is all about, the topic here today. For those people who are following me, just to announce my next program is on the 19th of October, which will be on a Friday. Inviting you to join us on the 19th of October down at Portculler's house. And our host there on that day, we've got fabulous host who is Empress Trisha will be the host and supporting us throughout with all the media coverage. Tomorrow that should be out, so letting you know our next event this year for UK Africa Diaspora Forum is going to be in Parliament at Portcullis House, Wilson Room, 19th of October, 12 p.m. and let's start on time, and expecting a full house. Yes, I am. Thank you so much for asking. And I will be putting an Eventbrite page by Wednesday, so look out for that. I will be sending it to this so you can all watch. Very interesting. I will come back to you later on that.
So you're there connecting with the right people, the right knowledge, the right companies, and we're then running here the World Game, which I will share in a moment in terms of how that works. Just to give you an idea on all of this, because this is about giving you today the overall broad brush about the fact that if you're ever stuck in your business, there's always the next step to take, and there's people that really have taken that step. This here gives you an idea of each of these different levels, right? That each one has got a very specific number of steps to get out of each level. So these are a recap of what I just shared up here. Every one of them is multiplying your ability to unlock one more zero and multiplying by 10 the results you can get of what is a lot of money and what's not a lot of money to you, which allows you to actually then lift yourself to the next level.
So we've got yellow level, we've got green level, blue level.
This then comes down to why we can do all of this kind of stuff, right? Why don't we just go out and just build our own businesses without having to go teach other people as well? And that comes right back to the beginning of the day. And it comes back down to this whole idea of the final exam. If these are steps that build your own consciousness, and we can then share these
build your own consciousness, build your own consciousness.
Then we create a new map, a new education plan for people going forward, where they really are able to then be part of what is the largest revolution in history. Like there are a number of graphs now that are actually exceeding the graphs that you just saw here, which is all about the number of people that are at the point of power within a civilization, within a generation. But we saw that this gives you all the kind of key points through time when we actually had different people who were the ones that were generating the most value and the most wealth as well. We've just gone through the whole corporate and financial worlds and seen how that has impacted the world. And after the Industrial Revolution, after the oil companies, and we're now seeing is the startup founders. It's actually economies of speed against economies of scale, where any one individual can do more to make an impact on the world than any large company can. And we're seeing this every single day. We see this, and this then links to this massive shift that's taking place. Where when we started Entrepreneurs Institute, there was only about 300 or 400 million entrepreneurs in the world. We're going to be at 1 billion entrepreneurs by the time we get to 2020. Right? This is from the Global Entrepreneur Monitor. Right? They've been tracking these numbers. So 1 billion people. There weren't even 1 billion people on the planet in the year 1900, like 100 years ago. Right? So this is the largest vocational shift in history. There's never been such a shift towards a particular vocation as in entrepreneurship and what's happening right now. And we don't have the tools up to now to make it happen. Just like 100 years ago, we didn't have the tools to know how we could fly a plane. But enough people start flying, the skies get busy enough, then you end up getting to a point where it's like we've got to go to flight school to figure out how to fly, and then you can know you're going to be able to fly. We're doing the same thing right now in terms of creating a flight school for entrepreneurs. Here's the number of co-working spaces that are growing right now as well. So we're riding this wave at the moment, supporting as many people who are joining us as possible towards that bigger vision. And that bigger vision we mapped out several years ago, which was going to be, and this is about where do you want to be in 30 years' time. We said within 5 years, by 2020, we wanted to see all 79 nations global goals in GeniusU. We wrote this before GeniusU had 10,000 people on GeniusU. Today, GeniusU has 850,000. So we've really mapped out the plan of what we wanted to create. We have our beach clubs, our resorts, which are the home for the movement. We're seeing then within the next 10 years that we want to see this in all of the different schools, which is why we're growing Genius School at the moment. And then within the next 15 years, we see that we're going to be living in a world where potentially we could solve many of these United Nations global goals by working collectively together, bringing together entrepreneurs, investors, organizations to make it happen without waiting for governments or waiting for anyone else to make it happen as well. This all comes back down to the power of zero. Because this zero you can think of as nothing and everything, just as a symbol, or you can realize it really links not just to everything we talk about within the I Ching and the 8 different profiles, but to something much bigger than that, which is the word itself. This is nothing if you look at it from a galactic point of view, but it is everything to us. And the very first time that this image was taken was in 1972. It wasn't that long ago. This was the Blue Marble, so it was taken by Apollo 17, which is the first vehicle far enough away from Earth with a camera to take a photo where we saw the Earth as well. And it actually launched the Gaia movement in the 1970s, which was the peace movement, where we all basically started saying, why are we even fighting each other? That was the last time that we had this massive big movement towards peace, and we're going to see the same thing happen again because we've got all of these individuals, these entrepreneurs going out into space now and sending back photos very similar to this as well. Buckminster Fuller used that inspiration back in the 1970s to actually come up with this whole concept of the world game. This is what he said. I was sharing this yesterday with the VIPs. I was saying he came up with this idea. So people said, "Funny, you come up with this whole frightening idea of the final exam. How do we pass the exam?" He said the way we pass the exam is we create a game because humans love to play, they love to have fun, they love to collaborate. We create a game called the world game. We'll solve all the world's problems, right? We'll increase our consciousness together. And everyone goes, "That's a brilliant idea. What's the whole objective of the game?" So he defined it. He says, is to make the world work for 100% of humanity in as short as possible time through spontaneous cooperation without ecological effects or the disadvantage of anyone. And anyone, that's an awesome game. Let's all play that game. Okay, how do we play it? He goes, okay, I'll tell you how to play it. And then he died. So, that was a bad ending, right? So he died in like old age, he died, but he hadn't actually worked out exactly how the game was going to work at that point. And I was so excited as a 20-year-old to say, I want to get to play this game. Someone's going to figure it out. Someone's going to play it. And when they start playing it, I'm in, right? It's been 30 years, and no one was starting the game. Everyone's doing different things, but we're all playing the game separately from each other. And it was actually last year when I was sitting with some of my friends, we were watching something.
I'm listening to this, and it says
talking about
to make the world work for 100% of humanity in the shortest possible time through spontaneous cooperation without ecological offense or the disadvantage of anyone. That was said by Buckminster Fuller. So please, let's read about the person, and I will be looking into that. Thank you, Juliet Macapilla.
Facebook was just basically a wall in those days. And it's like, yeah, we're going to have this, and someone's going to go do that, and it's going to be awesome when they do it, and we're going to go join it. And then they waited for a few years, and no one was doing it. And eventually they're like, wait, why is no one else doing this? And it's like, well, no one else has got this network which has connected everyone together in a way that actually is getting them collaborating already. We do. So maybe not everyone else is having the same conversation. Maybe we're the ones we're waiting for. We're the ones that are meant to be doing this. And that was when they clicked. He actually did that when he had an offer to buy Facebook. And the person he phoned was Steve Jobs. Everyone needs a mentor. And he had Steve Jobs as a mentor. And he said to Steve, what should I do? And Steve Jobs was like, well, you should do what I did. Go to India for 6 years. Yeah, I go 6 years. I'll go for 6 months. So Mark Zuckerberg went out there and really thought, why am I here? Why am I doing what I'm doing? And came back to this vision that what would a world look like if it was all connected, if we were a community that transcended governments. And then he came back to that on Facebook. I'm going to do this myself. And that's how Facebook became so big and became what it is today. And that same thing, when I read that story, I was like, oh, well, here we are talking about playing the world game. We're waiting for someone else to create it. We've already got the largest network around the world of entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs that want to make a difference. Why are we waiting to play this game? So we started playing this game. We actually started creating it this year. The world game started on June the 10th. Is going on to December the 10th. This is just round 1. We've got 12 rounds up to 2030, which is the date set for the global goals that will be achieved. So we've got 12 times to figure out how to do this right. We set ourselves goals, which is that we wanted to have 70,000 entrepreneurs in 70 cities playing in the first year. We want to get to 10 million impacts. 10th of December 2018 happens to be the 70th anniversary of the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights. There's only been one generation that would actually even recognize themselves as one global humanity. And this is going to be a big day. We already have connected on the United Nations. We're already now part of the United Nations as an organization now as well. We're part of the United Nations Global Compact. We're presenting to the United Nations what we're doing right now as well. They're really excited about what we're doing because they don't have a lot of other entrepreneur networks that are doing what we're doing and aligning in the way we're aligning. We're tracking on our income impact. I'm recommending you all join the World Game. It's free to join. And straight after this event, you can all be part of this as well. And we're tracking everything using B1G1. This is Paul Dunn's organization. This is where you have the opportunity to be able to connect to causes all around the world We have got them linked all to the 18 or 17 different global goals. This is an example. I posted this yesterday. This is already where we're at as of today. We've got 442,000 giving impacts. These are the different cities. So every city here has got a city leader. They've got people that are running the cities. They've got events every single month. You can see London in there. London currently is number 5. So at the moment, Stockholm, Melbourne, Auckland, and Durban are ahead of London. But that can easily be changed with a number of you jumping in here and being part of the game. Everyone then actually contributes in some way through your company towards whatever is your big cause, and then that all gets tracked here as well. Strangely enough, Tunbridge Wells is number 6. Not too far behind London, so we have a very active Tunbridge Wells community. They're beating Sydney, Copenhagen, and we've got Manchester, we've got Prague. So this is happening all around the world at the moment. In fact, because over today and tomorrow, the last part of this is connecting to people as well. Can I see a show of hands of who we have here who are city leaders, already city leaders within our organization? Could you stand up for a moment so we can see who we have here? And can we give them a round of applause first of all? Can we grab a microphone? And if you want to just share your name and which city you're currently leading, so everyone can get an idea of who we have already in the room here. All right? So, Jerry, you want to kick it off there?
Yeah, I'm Jerry Murray from Glasgow, and I'm in Glasgow Entrepreneur Social.
All right, so if you're interested in connecting with anyone in Glasgow, then Jerry is your person to be doing that. All right? Let's pass the microphone along, so we'll get everyone on the show as well. Hey, Gloria.
Hi, Gloria. I'm Gloria Austin, London, but I couldn't do this without my team, so anything that I'm doing in London is 100% behind them, so I just want to say thank you to my team in particular. We've got Facebook, so if you'd like to join us on Facebook.
Perfect. Very good. And said like a perfect support. That's awesome. That's really great. That's really great. Okay. Yeah.
Hi, this is Jan. I'm heading up the Prague. And we have a couple people from Prague, so raise your hand if you're from Prague. How are you guys?
From Prague. That's awesome. So flying in from Prague. All right. So Prague, we ran an event in Prague, and it's incredible what's happening out there. In fact, all of Eastern Europe and Central Europe, there's incredible things taking place there. So we'll continue.
Hi, I'm Catherine Gallagher from the mighty Tunbridge Wells. We have a few people from our area here today, and a few more coming tomorrow as well. So thank you guys for coming.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. And who else is my friend? Yes.
Yeah, I'm Russell Chandler. I'm city leader from Cardiff.
Cardiff.
Yeah, absolutely. Down in Wales. Anybody here from Wales?
Used to.
With me and come along to the city circle.
Fabulous.
Hello everybody, my name is Christina Batty and I run the Manchester City Circle with Daniel Malenko. So come see us outside if you're around in Manchester. It would be great to expand our circle.
Awesome. Very cool.
Super.
Can we keep the mic on? We got a mic challenge. Is it on there? Yeah. We'll give you another mic. One time.
Hello, my name is Sigrid Steinhagen. I'm from
Maybe it's where you're standing. Do you want to move a little bit so we can hear you?
Maybe.
There you go.
Sigrun Steinhagen from New Zealand. I'm the city leader for Blenheim. You probably know it better as Marlborough, where the New Zealand wine comes from. So I'm probably the only one here from New Zealand.
No. There's a few people from New Zealand.
I wondered if the city leaders, if we could meet outside after this. I would love to catch up with everyone.
Okay, awesome. Very cool. And it's Kathleen in the room right now. There's Kathleen. So can we give microphone to Kathleen? And Kathleen can share, she's managing all the city leaders all around the world, and anyone here who's interested in bringing this to your city, what you can do to get connected. All right, Kathleen.
Hi everyone. I've been managing the city leaders for a few months now. We've got a bunch of really active, super exciting people all over the world. If you have any interest in putting on a social every month, that can be something that is complementary to what you already do and is a fun way to get connected with people in your community. and be sort of having the regular speaker who excites you and excites people around you, and do all of that also through Genius U. So you have all our support, and I would love to bring more city leaders on board. We just brought on, we have like 8 or 9 in America now, and that's like the first group of American city leaders to be on board. So I'm excited to sort of like bring this more all over the place. The UK is our biggest country for city leaders. So come on board, come find me, and we can chat about whether or not you want to be running socials in your city.
The great thing about being a city leader is because we're now also with our entrepreneur resource side starting up city hubs, which are like co-working spaces, but they're using all of these tools to then give you mentorship and give you the community. So it's more than a co-working space, and you're not paying for the space because the cafe makes money and the events make money, so you don't have to pay for the space. It's just a free club for entrepreneurs to show up in. These are now launching, the first one's launching in London, we're going to be launching in other parts of the UK and around the world as well. And the city leaders will be the first ones we speak to about doing that. And as a city leader, you then become part of this whole community where you get connected to other cities around the world. We have about 70 at the moment, we'll have about 100 by the end of this year, and probably more like 200 or 300 cities by the end of next year. So we're very excited about the fact that we've actually built this amazing community of entrepreneurs all around the world. So Kathleen's your go-to person on that. If you notice that her surname is the same as mine, that's more than a coincidence. She is my daughter. So Kathleen on board as well. So can we give our city leaders and Kathleen a big round of applause? Just want to share a little bit as well about just so you know what we're doing, and whether or not you go off on your journey and then come back and reconnect in a year's time, or whether or not you become part of this journey with us. We are really super busy at making sure that at this critical moment in time, we're not caught napping. We're out there doing everything we can to connect up with others. And one way is actually through the city leaders connecting up in communities around the world, so you are thinking global but acting local. But the second way is also creating actual physical locations. So Entrepreneur Resource, we started this several years ago. It's now a public company. We are raising money on an ongoing basis for this, and at the same time we are launching resorts, which are entrepreneur resorts around the world, where we run our programs, and at the same time we are launching beach clubs, and now as you mentioned we're running city hubs as well. This gives you an idea of how we turn this into an exponential business. So we're going to have about $20 million to about $40 million in valuation over the next 12 months. We're seeing this massive growth, so that this becomes a really good success story of how it's possible to actually go out there and build purpose and profit at the same time. We're doing this through our Bali resort, which many of you have been to. We're doing it through Tau, which is our South African resort. We recommend you come and join as well. All this information is all out there at the moment, and some of this will be talked about doing food more as well. And also what we are now doing with our beach clubs, Genius Cafe, we became #1 restaurant in Enterneaur. This is all about us really making sure that we are creating a home where every day there's events going on, every day there's people to connect with, there's mentors to connect with as well. The person that's running all of this right now, and if anyone's interested to say, how do I get more involved with the resource, either by running programs there, or investing in it, or anything that you're interested in to be part of this success story here, you need to connect up with Sandra. Sandra is over here, right? So there's Sandra there, and Sandra will be happy to share with you anything you might share. Would you like to grab the microphone for a moment, Sandra, and just share anything in terms of the people interested in connecting with you?
I'd love to connect with you. If you want to hear anything about not just investing, but running one of your retreats, I know there's a lot of educators here too. We run health retreats, anything we can do it with you, do it for you, we can do it yourself. And we've got the tropical paradise environment, or we've got the amazing Tau Game Lodge in South Africa. And you go out and watch the sunsets and have a drink of Amarillo with So it's a cool place. We talked yesterday, we were adding value about adding experiences and adding those magic moments and creating them for your clients and for your team as well. So we do a lot of team workshops, team building, and we have our facilitators, or we can bring you on. So, but it's certainly investing. It's we're building up to, as Roger said, 5 resorts, 50 beach clubs over the next 5 years. It's very exciting. We're looking at a ski lodge as our next one, so you can come out and experience it as an owner and be a part of the growth and the opportunity and the profits as well.
Thank you very much, Sandra. Okay. Just to give you a bit of a sense of how we're using all these same things about 10 times to create our own exponential growth within things that can really work out. We've developed Genius U as a certain tech platform as well. This has been our growth of Genius U. So we are now moving toward 2 million members. We're going to be at 4 million within the next couple of years by 2020. Suraj tomorrow is going to do a session all around how we do our marketing, how we got to the point where we're attracting 1,000 new people a day on the platform, and the way that we've scaled this. He's going to be explaining the whole steps by how he does that, how you can use those same steps in your own business as well. We're now in over 20,000 cities around the world. We track all this in real time. Everything's then linked also in with the purpose test. And we are going to be having an opportunity for those who actually say, well, I'd like to get more involved with Genius School. We're going to have a session tomorrow morning, an 8 o'clock session, so it's happening early in the morning. I'll give you a bit more on that schedule in a minute. But also anyone who would like to be a partner with us to help grow this. We're at the same point that Amazon was after year 3, where they started just working with partnerships and actually having training companies, mentoring companies, coaching companies coming and stepping in and working with it. You heard Janet is doing that with the passion test. So we're actually bringing on their certification program, having her trainers that can then actually monitor their activities through that as well. And that's going to be Michelle that you can connect up with if you're interested in finding out more about Genius U. There is Michelle there. Can we give Michelle a round of applause? We're going to be talking a bit more about this schedule, right? So thank you, Michelle. And we have got also anyone in every one of these areas, we've got different projects leading. But anyone interested in education, as we think everything we've been talking about here would be really valuable for kids at school to be learning, right? Yeah, so this is so important right now that we have some incredible educators that are now attracting the most incredible opportunities to run micro schools, micro camps, and also large summer camps where we're taking all these different tools and making it something not just for kids but also for parents, right? So both together. I mentioned Sandy earlier on today because the leaders of Genius School that were here yesterday, that was Angie and Zika, and they're headed off at the moment. But today you saw me speak to Sandy. Where's Sandy at the moment? Sandy is there. So Sandy, you want to start for a moment? So you remember Sandy was sharing earlier when we were talking about what we're doing on the school side from Las Vegas. Anyone interested to find out more about what's going on with our Genius School, or if you're in the education, connect up with Sandy either at the break or today as well, or tomorrow. So thank you, Sandy. And I also just wanted to mention also that we also have Health Dynamics. Anyone who's in the health, as of anyone on the health side that's interested in looking to help people with health. Is Joe in the room at the moment? Joe's right over there, in the white, right? So Joe's going to be sharing more tomorrow, and I'm going to be giving her a chance to share this afternoon what she's going to be sharing tomorrow. But Health Dynamics is the same as you've got personalized path to wealth. This is a personalized path to health. Like, what's the best way, once you know your body type as well as your mind type, what's the best way for your fitness, for your exercise, for your energy? And so I'll be getting Joe to share after the break as well. But you know who she is now, and you can get connected up with her with whatever your project happens to be, so you can see how it can fit in with the things that we are doing as well. And the final thing I wanted to share was, is Paul in the room still? Yeah, Paul done? I think he's got a booth outside. You might have seen it. Everything we're doing to really connect up with charities, that's all part of I Won't Give One. So you can be connected up with Paul to do this as well. As they say, it takes a village. And we are a fairly large village now. We've got about 350 people in our staff. We have another 500 partners that we work with and another 7,000 affiliates that work with us as well. And every one of us is working towards the future of entrepreneurship and how we can actually work all of this together. So hopefully that gives you a bit of a sense of the scale of what we're looking to build and the fact that we can't do this on our own. So any one of you who goes, I'm going to be part of this community, I'm going to do things with this year, the things that we're doing, and be at all those workshops tomorrow, we can find out what steps actually work best for you. So just for everyone I just acknowledged and just pointed out, can you please give them all a big round of applause? And that brings me to just a bit of an overview of tomorrow, because tomorrow we are going to start with a special session at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then at 9 o'clock, I'm going to be running a session which is how do you actually build a global business? Like, what are the actual steps that you can follow based on everything we talked about today? So that's a 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock session. That's when Suraj then comes on and talks about how you can market your business and really maximize it with all the latest tools today. And I'm going to do a session which is going to be all around transformational mentoring. How do you actually get with someone within an hour and create a transformation in their life? We're talking about transactional versus transformational. How do you do that in a way that really creates a massive impact? So I definitely recommend for all of you, come to all of those different sessions. The 8 o'clock one is by invitation, so we'll give you an invitation for those who want to come after the break. We're then going to have a special lunch session, which is also by invitation. And then we're going to have, in the afternoon, Joe Formosa talking about health and how all this links in with your health and your energy. We have Simon Zucci, who many of you know, who's going to be talking about the best strategy today for property investing. And then Scott, who was on yesterday, is going to be on again, talking about what he's doing at the global level with property investing. And we have a super special finish from 4:40 to about 5:30. And for those who are British Soccer members, we're going to be opening drinks at 5:30 as well. So it's a full packed day tomorrow, but it's all about action. What's the most important thing is thinking tonight, what's the big things I want to achieve based on everything we went through today. And we still have the next 5 ways to come. So if we look at all of those and integrate all of them together, what does this mean in terms of your next 10 years? What do you want to create? And then tomorrow you want to create. Now before we go to break, I want to also just share with you an invitation. Oh, tonight, when we finish at 5, we are going to have an exponential mentoring session. This is where I am going to be sharing with any of you here who are liking the idea or interested in the idea of me being your personal mentor for the next year. I have a group of people that I mentor. It's where I get my greatest passion. It's where I get to see the greatest learning as well. And if you go, like, I've got a startup, I'm trying to grow it, or I've got a business and I need my time back. I don't know all the answers, but I bet Roger's got some answers for me, or I know if I actually speak to the right person in my community that I've figured that stuff out. Then stay behind for the session at 5 o'clock, because this gives you, maybe for like 30, 40 minutes, but it gives you that opportunity to go, okay, now I can see how I can actually achieve what I want to achieve by surrounding myself with the right people and providing leadership as well. So we're going to have that at 5 o'clock this evening that you can stay behind for, and we'll see after the break who's going to be staying for that too. And then let's just talk about what's going to happen in the break. We are going to be taking a break in a moment. During this break, you have the opportunity of staying in the room if what I share right now to you sounds like something that you should be a part of, because we need your help. And the reason we need your help is that this world game that's launched has got all these people that are joining it, and they're all looking for mentors, they're all looking for people to give them advice, and we ourselves are also looking for all the best success stories to share amongst ourselves. So while we have the city leadership, we have many others who are not necessarily city leaders, but they actually want to be at that high level where you're actually able to then support people who might be in your city if you wanted to, and at the same time have support in return as well. So with the world game, and the way that it's working, and with Genius U and the way that we're growing it, we put together this thing here called the Genius Entrepreneur Mastermind as a way for me to add value to those who want to add value to the movement. So if you're someone who goes, I want to get the best tools, I want to be a success story, and I want to have the help of Roger and the community to be part of this, then stay behind at the break, because the mastermind is our way of creating a global community which already has over 1,000 mentors in it. And in this community, every single month, I will be on a call with you. We'll be having an interview with some great people sharing what their success stories are or what their biggest learnings have been. And then at that time, as you're going through that, you're connecting up with others there as well. So if you're looking for who's the best person to do my website design, or who's the best person to connect with China, or how do I find the right person that can mentor me and invest in, whatever it is you're looking for, we connect you to the right people, and we get you into where everyone's supporting everyone as well. This is more than just being on a mastermind group where you have the opportunity to connect up with me and I can have the opportunity to work with you. This is about you getting direct access to all of our best training. So if you want to say, well, how do I get from yellow to green? If we walk you through those steps and you have the micro degrees that help you to do that. And then in addition to that, we get you listed on our Genius U platform. Those who stay behind, I'll show you how this works on Genius U, together with how you can then create and sell your own program. So some people do this just so they want to build their own business. Some do this because they want to actually turn their own training or mentoring into something on Genius U that reaches those 800,000 plus people that are already on there. And so we are looking for as many of you as possible that want to help to support the entire global movement. So if you think about like football, every football team needs to have also the referees and the captains. These are the referees and captains of the game who are all getting together to say, I want to be playing at a high level, and I want to know the very latest of what's going on. This all looks like it's going to be something quite expensive. It's not. I mean, this is like $97 a month or something, which I think in pounds is maybe £60. So it's like a meal out, right? A month. But what you're getting is access to an entire community. Plus, we have got an event that's going to be taking place next year that we'd like to invite you along to as well. We'll tell you more about that for those who stay behind. This is really the one invitation today for anyone here who is like, I want to be closer to this and I want to be part of something at a deeper level. And we're going to talk about it just over the break right now. So can I see a show of hands of people here? Because yeah, I like the idea of being part of Tighter Mastermind where I can get Roger support through the whole year. Can I see a show of hands who will stay behind at the break? Right, we've got quite a lot of hands up. So what I'll do is at the break, I'll invite those people to take a seat somewhere in the first 4 rows here. And we'll be in here for about 20 minutes during the break. And then for everyone else, enjoy the break now. It's just on 3:25, so we'll be back in here at about 5:04.
Yes, I hope, thank you so much. Let me grab this lady. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? That was really an inspiring story that you gave us. Thank you so much. It was very lovely. I'm live on Facebook. Is it okay to quickly interview you? Okay, this is just move a little bit behind. Thank you. Right, I've got Sarah. I've got Sarah Taylor, and earlier on we were shown a very nice video of her personal story. Now that was really emotional to me, and it just brought in the essence of health and training. But let her speak again, a quick summary about herself, just capturing her here. She's on the platinum card. What brings you here, Sarah, today?
I've been, I guess, associated with, I've been associated with Entrepreneurs Institute now for probably about 3 years. Back in 2000. Sorry, it's a bit loud.
That's okay, that's okay.
Just going to a break. I was mentored by Roger on stage back in 2015. And I told my story, which is very quickly, when I was 40, I was classified as a beast. Now, I've always identified myself as being a fit person, so being fit and healthy is always part of my life, but at 40 I found out that I was a beast, and this was cut me very, very deeply. I was deeply ashamed, guilty, angry at myself for having let myself get that far. So I decided that if I didn't have my health, I had nothing. And I made health and fitness my number 1 non-negotiable value in life, and I changed my whole lifestyle to align with that value. I never went on a diet, but I lost 25 kilos, and then I went through depression, but I kept the weight off because I changed my lifestyle to align with healthy habits. And from there I got into bodybuilding, and at the age of 45, I won 11 world titles.
I saw all those 11 world titles, yeah?
16 times world champion.
Fantastic, and thank you so much for inspiring us, all of us here, over probably 600. Your phone number, write it down here. I want to follow your story. If you write it there for me, please. Thank you. And I'm Juliet Makapila. I will send you this video, captured it for you as well.
My advice to everybody is it's never too late to start.
It's never too late to start. It's never too late to start. Sarah Taylor, live here in London. It's never too late to start. I will be talking to her. I'll take a photo when I grab those moments. Follow me at JNM1000, at JNM1000. This is why I come to these kind of places. It renews me, it rejuvenates me, it reinvests me, it makes me feel hot. And I tell you what, I give it all back to the community. Thank you so much to everyone who is watching. Sarah, thank you for stopping. I really needed to. I tried to see you there, but you were talking to someone, and I really wanted to speak to you, yes. But thank you so much. I've just started exercise. I've put on a little bit of weight, but I'm going to definitely lose. So it's never too late to start. I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna go and have my cup of tea, and I've grabbed Sarah's number. Where is this from?
It's an Australian
Australia,
number.
okay.
Yes.
Oh wow, well done. Thank you for coming all the way from Australia. I'll contact you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See you later.
Yes, we have a hand up.
I'm going to go to my break and leave my phone charging, and here today is okay. All right, we've been told to take the. I'm gonna leave you and love you. See you later. Speak soon.
That's the key, right? We're always going to default to our normal. The only question is, what is that normal? And if your normal is at a place where your friends are, or you're at the side, and you're not be at the vibration that we're hearing here, then it's really tough to move to the next level. But if you're almost like here, then it's really easy to stay there, right? Which is really powerful. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for our applause for sharing. Thank you. Let's take a second. The second step. We had a hand up here as well. There you go. This is microphone.
My name is Fiona. I live in London, and I'm here through Science Solutions Network, and I'm doing this mastermind program. And I've seen the power of music.
I'll speak to you all later because I really got to go and have my cup of tea, and I'll come back later. Let me charge my phone. And this session is just to see those people who are interested to really follow this course of Enterneaur Masterpiece. So speak soon, Juliet Macapilla. Follow me at JNM1000.